and welcome to Round Robin. I'm your host, Robin McCormick, with the City of Hampton's Communications and Marketing Department. And today we're going to talk about one of Hampton's very popular, very fun, and very educational programs. It's called Hampton 101. My guests are Cindy Woolwine from the Neighborhoods Office and Peggy Todd from the Real World. Welcome.
Thank you.
Let me turn to Cindy first. You give us a brief overview for people who aren't familiar about it with what is Hampton 101.
Well, the Hampton 101 is an offering that we've had. We say it's kind of a crash course to get to know about the city. We usually offer it a couple of times a year, once in the fall and once in the spring. But it's a series usually of classes that we offer, that we have the city manager speak, we have school representation, our public safety, our neighborhood office, public works all come together, and they're able to have interactive sessions and talk about these services. But we're going to pilot something a little bit different this fall that we're excited about, which is going to be on November 7th. And we're going to offer this this session in a one-day.
Kind of a crash course.
It's a crash course. And we're going to offer it where you can come in the morning, have a light breakfast. A city manager is still going to kick that off and talk about our vision for Hampton. But we're going to have our superintendent of schools come in. We're going to have economic development. We're going to have someone from our planning, our director of planning office come in, and our neighborhoods, and they're going to give us an overview in a morning session. But we are offering this a little bit different because we're going to offer two tracks, one for our residents and one for our realtors. And in the afternoon, we're going to offer our bus tour that goes around the city. So we're really excited about having, folks come in one day and be able to get this information and share that as a realtor and as a resident. And still, if they want that opportunity to come back in the spring and take the course over 6 weeks, we welcome them to come back and do that.
I think that's a great idea, particularly for realtors, because taking a course in the evening for 6 weeks at a time is very hard. You guys you're busy during the evenings a lot. Right. But why is it valuable as a realtor? You took the course, the full course, right?
Right. I took the full course a few years ago, and it was actually during the day when I took it, so it was even more time consuming for us. It's valuable in the sense that when you sell Hampton, you need to know about Hampton. In order to know about Hampton, you need to get involved. So when you get involved at the Hampton 101, at that time we were able to talk to just, not only schools and city planning, the whole master plans. They showed us all the different master plans. We also talked with the city police chief and other parts of the city. So you got to see the city as a whole, broken down to us by parts. So when you have somebody come in, hey, this is important to me, schools are important to me, you can talk intelligently about it and know exactly what to say to them and how they can find the resources to get more information.
Do you think it made you a better realtor?
Oh, definitely, definitely. I was able to sell Hampton. I mean, I live in Hampton, so I already love the place.
Well, see, that's what I was going to say. You're starting with more information than some realtors have, obviously.
Yeah,
your kids are in the schools.
My kids are in the schools. I worship here. I live here, and working here too. It's an added bonus. So not only do I give my personal experience about the city of Hampton, but I'm able to do it from a business standpoint. Hey, this is these are the master plans for Kickotan or King Street, and this is what's going on here. We've got Peninsula Town Centers coming here because that's back when I took the class, was when that was building up. So you can talk about what's going on. Plus, it's an ongoing information afterwards. The City of Hampton and Neighborhood section has your information. If there's more news to come or something new's coming to Hampton, they're able to tell you about it.
That's great. Well, what would you say to other realtors then who are wondering whether it's worth their time?
It's definitely worth their time. If you want to sell Hampton, or if you even just want to know more about Hampton, if you don't live here, you're not here for the one-on-one every day, so you don't see the community aspect of it. So to learn about it, you come in here for our crash course that we have. You're going to see all different aspects and avenues of what's going on in Hampton, what's real estate-wise, what's going on in the schools, what's going on in community development. You really get to see it just one-on-one with a personal touch to it.
Well, it does seem like being a real estate agent is a very service-oriented business.
Yes.
So the better you're able to serve your customers, you know, the more effective you're going to be. And that's having information about anywhere they might want to live.
Right, of course. I mean, especially if you have somebody coming in from out of town to this area, whether it's Hampton or our surrounding cities, you need to know what to tell them. You need to experience it, and the only way to experience is, you know, doing something like this, the Hampton 101 course. You have to be involved if you're going to, you know, help sell Hampton. If you're going to be a realtor and sell a home, you need to be involved with the city.
Do you find that people coming in from out of town maybe have a preference for one area or have some misconceptions about Hampton or anywhere else?
Of course. If you have, for example, we have military that comes in. The military family is on its own. You know, they have a large family, so if somebody came from Hampton or from this area, they could say, oh yeah, this is where I live, don't live here, but you know, check out this school, check out this area, check out this neighborhood, stay away from this. So when you have somebody coming in with that misconception of somebody who was here 10 years ago, Hampton's completely different just in, you know, 5-10 years. You know, so you have somebody come in, you know, where would you like to live? And they start talking about the yeses and the nos of where they want to be. Then you can say, oh, where'd you get that information from? Let me show you this. You know, and you can show them what's going on now. You can direct them in, you know, to, you know, as far as schools, you could direct them to the school board of who they need to talk to there to get more information. As far as shopping, you know, we don't have Coliseum Mall anymore. We have Peninsula Town Center. We have the Power Plant Parkway area. You know, we have so much more to offer than what used to be.
Yeah, that's really true. Well, what would you say? All right, I'm going to put you on the spot here.
Okay.
As a realtor, what are Hampton's strengths for newcomers coming in from the outside? What?
It's community. It is truly community. I wholeheartedly believe that. I've been here 11 years now, and it's so funny how small Hampton is. You know, I live in one part of Hampton, but you run into somebody from another part who knows this person over here, who knows that person. The amount of help that you get from, you know, the officials of Hampton, whether it's the schools, whether it's City Hall, people over in the Sergeant Rupert building, you have so much community and so much involvement, and people want to talk to you, and people want to tell you about Hampton, and the police division wants to tell you more. You have a question, let me answer it. Nobody just puts you off. You know, the one thing that I brag about a lot to newcomers is our 311 system. You have a question, call 311 or go ahead and email them, and they answer you immediately with a real answer, not just, you know, some blanket statement.
That's great. That helps a lot because I think there are misconceptions, but also people within Hampton become used to those things.
Sure.
You know, like we are used to being very citizen focused, and we take it for granted and don't always see that that's one of our unique properties.
Right, right. There's a lot of people, I have a lot of friends that have been here all their lives. And so they forget how special it is that we have, well, it's called something different now, but that we have block party. You know, that's a huge thing. And somebody from the outside coming in, oh my gosh, you guys just all stand around and listen to music and talk and carry on and get together. Yes, yes. And if you haven't seen somebody for a year, or those of us that have been here all our lives, you know, see somebody from high school back in the day, you catch up, and it's interesting and it's fun to watch that community come back together every time.
I think that community strength is one of our huge assets. But one of the other things I hear residents mention is the neighborhoods and the variety and the diversity. Does that come into play when you're selling Hampton?
Yes, yes it does. You have, when you have somebody new come into the area and they want an older neighborhood, okay, you can point them over to Width. You know, they want new construction. Well, we have that down in Buckrow with the recent parade of homes a few years back. You know, or they want, you know, they want to be in walking distance to their school. We have so much here. Waterfront, some land. There's still homes around here that do have land that people just don't realize that we have. You have all these little nooks and neighborhoods that, you know, it's just different. you can move to a neighborhood where you think you're outside of the city, but then you're 2 miles down the road to the next grocery store, but you don't realize that because your neighborhood's set off. You know, we have it all here. We really do.
Well, that's great. And I've derailed the conversation a little bit to focus
Yes,
on
let's
that.
go back.
But I think people need to be reminded of all that we have, and an outsider can sometimes help us with that. But Cindy, get back again and tell us when Hampton 101 is and who can sign up, because again, it isn't just for realtors.
It's not. It's going to be November 7th, which is on a Thursday. It's going to be during the day, and actually we're going to have, registration starts at 8 with a light breakfast. A city manager will come in and start the session at 8:30, and then it's for residents and realtors. So we're inviting both. We definitely want both to come. We'll have 2 different tracks going on at the same time. So our speakers will actually speak to 2 separate groups, and they'll each get each of those opportunities. And then we'll have a lunch with, which will be on public safety, which is a topic that a lot of people are interested in. So we will have a lunch where they'll be able to get that information, and that for those in the afternoon that want to go on the bus tour, we're going to have that available as well. So November 7th, they'll be able to go online at hampton.gov and be able to go from there and sign up and register online. So
and they can call 311, I bet, if they don't have a computer and want to register.
They absolutely can call 311, and so we'll all be connected in that regard. And so I appreciate Peggy's input. That started as a community process with the schools, the community partnership that they have with the schools.
Schools are so essential to anyone's decision, not anyone's decision. Empty nesters, of course, don't care about the school system nearly as much, but those of us with kids, it's a huge factor for where we buy a house.
Of course.
Yeah, and Peggy was part of that community parties workshop, that community involvement, and from that came this Realtor focus group, which started the conversation to pilot this. So the input from them and from our residents and the Hampton 101s has kind of brought us to this point to want to pilot this in the fall. And so we're excited about folks coming out on November 7th. We expect to have a great